For this video, I'm going to do a base configuration for the FreePBX server. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that my FreePBX server is running, have it launched, and then I'll need to know what the IP address is of it. If I forget what it is, I do have to log in, and I can log in with root and password. I don't have to log in if I know what it was. You can just go to a web browser and type in the IP address. In this case, it's 172.16.167.55. When I log in, it's going to ask me to do an initial setup. The initial username is going to be admin, and we'll make it our special password for the password for this account. It does tell me it's very weak, which is fine for our situation. I need to confirm the password and then type in an email address. You do have to type in an email address. I would suggest that you just use your LTC email account. And when you're done, go ahead and click Create Account. I am going to click on FreePBX Administration. It's going to have me log in, so I need to type in the admin password. After I successfully log in, it says, "Thanks for installing FreePBX. Would you like to activate your system now?" You do actually have to activate this in order to get one of the modules that's very important. It's called the sysadmin module. It doesn't come if you don't activate it, and that's where you have network settings and power settings. So we're going to activate this. We're going to go through the process of activating this account. It's going to ask for an email address. Again, you have to enter it in, and typing in your school's email address. And it tells me to log in with an existing account. I already have one, but if it didn't, it'll tell you what you need to do. In this case, it already has my account information. I'll go and verify everything, and I click Continue. And it's saying this can be a new activation. You should now enter a location name for this machine. Just to keep it consistent throughout the class, I'm going to use L119 with a dash, and then type your last name in. So again, L119 dash, and then your last name, and then click Activate. The next page is going to be additional add-ons. We can scroll to the bottom of this page. We just click on Complete. I'm not going to buy any at this point. For the firewall, we're going to scroll into the bottom, and we're going to abort. We're not going to do the firewall. That's not going to be part of this class. They're giving you a free trial for SIP-Station. That's the ability to give outside lines. We're going to use a different service for that later on. So we're going to click Not Now. We now need to make a couple changes on here. One of the first things is under Admin, we will see that we have a System Admin module installed. And that's going to be pretty important. Without activating the account, we wouldn't have that module. One of the things that we're going to want to configure is the intrusion detection. It's really easy to type in the wrong passwords, be able to log into the phone incorrectly, having the phones log into the server incorrectly, and intrusion detection will disable accounts. We don't want to necessarily do that. We don't want to have it locked accounts because we messed up a phone configuration, and because the phones would keep trying over and over, it's very quickly added to the list of blocked numbers. So what we're going to do is underneath the whitelist section, we're pretty much going to whitelist the entire network. So we're going to use 117.16.160.0 using a subnet mask or a CIDR format of /20, saying that the entire network will be whitelisted. So if we do log in incorrectly, it doesn't matter. It's still not going to lock the account. We'll have to go back and fix the accounts of why they're not logging in, but at least they're not going to be banned. And I'll click Submit. With this as a basic configuration of having the system activated and have the intrusion detection set up, we're going to take one more snapshot before we start creating extensions or what the equivalent of users. So we have to shut down the machine. We could go back to the command line interface of the server itself and do the shutdown command, or underneath the same sysadmin module, we do have a power option to do this. If I go ahead and click Power Options over here, and I click Power Off, okay, you do have to type in power off, that way you don't mistakenly turn it off just by clicking a couple OKs. You actually have to type power off and you click OK. It's now being shut down in the background. It doesn't indicate that here. If I switch over to the virtual machine, you can see it is doing that though. It's pretty common to not realize it's being powered off. You can try to power off again. The machine's not really running. You're just going to end up getting an error on it because there's nothing there to power off. So the server is actually powered off. I switch over to my virtual machine, see that it's powered off. I'm going to take another snapshot, and I'll call it initial configuration. Knowing this is where my system's been activated, the modules have been put in that I need to have put in, as well as the intrusion detection has been configured so that we don't ban any of our local IP addresses. And that is how we do our initial configuration of our server.